bachelor party was absolutely much needed. I'm glad that we didn't do anything longer than the trip that we did because I was hurting. Straight up. I came in with a lot of energy day 1. I came in with a lot of energy day 2. But then I left with a lot of energy day 2.5, man. By the end of that second day, I hit a wall, man. I needed to go sit in a cold room by myself. This is the first time that I've been away from my daughter. It's the first time I've been away from my wife in like a year. So I was kind of mentally hanging on by a thread by the end of the bachelor party. It was actually perfect because even though the bachelor party didn't start until we were officially in Mexico, for me, being in Texas with the boys was kind of like the start of my vacation. My wife and I and my daughter, we went to Texas. We were there for like 3 or 4 days. And then, well, actually it wasn't 3 or 4 days. I kind of just started letting syllables out of my mouth. It was like 2 or 3 days we were out there for. And I want to give a big shout out to Seth and his wife, soon-to-be wife, Izzy, for being such incredible hosts. They let us stay in the crib. We had our own little guest suite. It was perfect, man. It was fucking perfect, honestly. Seth was doing a lot of streaming both days that we were in Texas. But then at night, we had the Mavs game. We had the NHL playoffs. Seth's got a great entertainment room with like a pool table and darts. We were just hanging out, catching up, and it was so much fun. We had drinks flowing, and that's kind of why I think the bachelor party became such a tough fucking endeavor for me towards the end, because realistically, man, after not drinking much for the last year, I went like 4 or 5 days with, I mean, I wasn't getting like blacked out drunk. It's just the alcohol consistently in my belly and my fucking body was causing like acid reflux, fucking depression. I mean, that's the thing that you kind of learn. Like when you drink and you have a good time, it's like you're taking out a loan, bro. You're stealing like dopamine and happiness from the future and trying to use it now. You're like doubling up on it, right? So I'm telling you, what comes up has to come down. And after like 4 or 5 days, it definitely came down. But we had so much fun. That might be the best analogy ever, Nate. I mean, it's weird. It's like you kind of, whenever I drink, it's what I think about. It's kind of like what is the typical scientific phrase? Like for every action there's a reaction, or for every boner there's a hot dude. Look at all these dudes. But the house we stayed in was awesome. Now, I will say, man, I'm not built for international travel, guys. I'm just gonna say it point blank, period. Mexico, the people are so kind and so easy to be around, but it's more so I'm built for comfort, man. And you know where I have peak comfort? It's when fucking Chick-fil-A, Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, fucking In-N-Out are available at my fingertips, man. I mean, I've never really I don't feel more uncomfortable anywhere in the world than outside the United States of America, man. I really am just built. I'm institutionalized, man. I can't make it on the outside. I'm institutionalized, dude. I'm literally just built for the red, white, and blue. I fucking was coming back, got off the plane, went through customs, damn near started crying. I took off my hat. I started singing the fucking Star Spangled Banner. Oh, brother, you put an American Eagle in front of me, man, I would have jerked that thing off. I don't know how you jerk a bird off. I'll figure it out, flap these wings. I just love the United States, man. I wonder what my life would be like if my parents like were smart and wealthy and shit. Instead, my dad just had me living this poor people lifestyle where I never got on a plane until I was like 16 years old. What a piece of shit. I got no culture, brother. Again, I'm institutionalized. Like, I basically was in... But little did I know, like, I'm glad he was kind of dumb and like a caveman and shit and couldn't figure out a way to make us more money because he just kept me locked in and stuck in the greatest country in the world. That's the US, man. That's basically how I see it. So, it's good to be back. I mean, the only thing I don't like about going to Mexico is like no matter where I go, you can't drink the water. You can't have ice, you can't drink the water. So when you're eating out in public or I'm in the bathroom, like I have to be very careful. And it might not be true across the board. Like it might not be one size, one ice cube fits all, but it's just the difference in bacteria of the water. Like you can't drink it. You can't do it. I'm not saying that the water isn't drinkable. It's just our bodies have gotten used to the bacteria and our water. So when you go to a place like Mexico, you can't drink the water. You can't put ice cubes in your drink. Bro, I'll tell you what, man. I was drinking like warm vodka and warm Mexican branded Pedialyte. Listen, man, I'll tell you what, gasoline, you're mowing the lawn on a hot summer day and you're taking that red fucking bucket with that long like rectangular extension and you're fucking getting butt naked doing a cat dog, sticking your butt in the air, you pouring it right down your ass. That smells better than what that Pedialyte and warm vodka smelled and tastes like. I can't begin to explain to you guys, man. These drinks were brutal, but that's the beauty of it, man. Since the drink tasted so bad, I just had to drink it fast. So we definitely got to our peak, man. We were feeling good. I mean, there's obviously things that I won't talk about. A lot of great stories that were shared, good times. Really, all we were doing was drinking, hanging out in the pool. Like, guys were just being guys. Seth's brother, Jordan, he brought a Nerf football. Immediately, we got into the pool. And they had, like, and here's what's crazy about Mexico, bro. Like, if you have an Airbnb that has a pool, if there is even, like, a ledge that is, like, 3 feet above the ground, they probably got yellow tape around it telling your ass to stay away. Honestly, the Airbnb shit that I've seen on TikTok and fucking Instagram nowadays, they probably won't even let you in the pool. Like, you got to treat these homes that you go and rent like museums. This house in Mexico literally had 3 stories, right? It's a 3-story house with like an underground ramped garage that was like the size of that fucking room from Dark Knight with all the lights at top where people found the place in LA where they filmed it. It's just massive. This estate truly was massive. So on the 3rd story, they had a balcony that came out from the master bedroom and you could jump, which was like 5 meters into the pool. And then they had like a 3-meter ledge where everybody was jumping off while we were throwing the Nerf football in the pool, trying to make jumping grabs. I mean, I don't think men actually ever grow up, bro. We just like get bigger. I mean, except for me. I mean, my body got bigger. Meat stayed. Body bigger, meat's same size. But, I mean, if you told me that we were going to be in our 30s, I mean, most of the guys there were in their 20s, but the first thing that we did when we finally got away from women and responsibilities was throw a Nerf ball while trying to make jumping grabs in the pool, and we did that for probably about like 5 hours. I mean, that's what life's all about. If they told us we had to go home after that night, I would have been fine. I would have been happy and I would have been content because that's all men really need. Honestly, bro, like we don't need to go to fucking therapy. I don't need to go talk about my feelings. I just need to get a Nerf football and some boys slinging that cannon in the pool and vapes, bro. I was sucking vapes like a fiend. I'm just gonna let you guys know. But I'm back on the no nicotine. Haven't had it since yesterday or 2 days ago. Yesterday was my first day back. I'm off it. I'm not on it. I wish I was, straight up, but I'm not. But then, yeah, after that, man, just a whole lot of drinking. We did poker both nights. We had a pool table. We did a pool tournament. If you guys followed my Snapchat, I was documenting a lot of it. We came in with a lot of energy the first day on Snapchat, but then, you know, I never really was like super hungover just because I drank. I literally swapped all my drinks over to Pedialyte and vodka. But I'll say this, the only thing that was tough about it was just the lack of sleep, man. I went to bed at 4 a.m. like both nights, waking up at 8 a.m. I mean, I drank a lot in my late 20s, like going out, mid 20s. That was the first time in a long time where I like woke up drunk, like the fucking Undertaker meme. And literally went downstairs, ripped a vape like 12 times, and then poured like a double vodka monster and just got after it, bro. I was chewing Tums. I drank a swig of Pepto, kept drinking. And we never really stopped. So, man, I'm glad. I was getting like ghost like tastes, like a ghost, like, all right. All right. Imagine a ghost is like floating in your room, right? And you're just compelled to find that sweet, sweet ectoplasm. So you take care of it. You know what I mean? Except that ectoplasm that he fucking... It wasn't sweet. It was tequila. Imagine that fucking ghost was jerking off into my mouth all day yesterday. I was getting like ghost tequila tastes in my mouth. And I could smell it. And it just made me want to throw up. What is happening right now? I got no idea, brother. Honestly, I think I'm still drunk from the bachelor party. Anything I say for the next hour, you guys got to have an agreement with me. Again, shake hands. Slap hands, slap hands. That's an insane image. I mean, I was trying to be descriptive as possible. Yo, don't forget, guys. It is, from what I've learned from the ladies, and the women in my life, my beautiful wife and my beautiful daughter, Mother's Day was like a second birthday. All right, so Father's Day is like second birthday for me. It's my first Father's Day. Yo, listen, Father's Day needs to be like our own Ponzi scheme, chat. All right? If you don't have a kid yet, like if you don't have a kid, you got to like drop a Prime sub, hit the tier 1 or gift a sub. You're paying it forward to all us fathers so that when you have kids, you send me a tweet, hit me up on Father's Day. I'll come in, we'll drop a sub in your channel, and we'll just go around taking care of each other. But right now, like the kids that with no responsibility, I know y'all got $5 in your pocket. And if you don't, straight up, you shouldn't be watching right now. You need to go set up like a lemonade stand, most old ladies' grass, or go sling some burgers in that drive-thru, man, just like we all did before we had. Because you got to understand, like, for the most part, the people that have kids in this chat, we had to work so we could afford it. Now, my work is kind of like begging grown men on the internet for money, but it's still same. Different job, same outcome. That made sense, right, chat? I'm a little rusty now. I was not my best. Hold on, bro. I gotta finish this juvie so I can get my brain firing. A professional beggar? Shit. Yo, imagine I went down to one of these stoplights near the 405, which is a highway out here in LA, and I jumped on that corner with these panhandlers. I'll make them look fucking silly. I'll show them why they're fucking homeless, because I'm even better than them at begging for money. Straight up. All right, that was insane, dude. that one was insane. No, we gotta... Yo, McGowan, you gotta edit the VOD. You gotta take it out. So that we can put it on an iPad and show it to these guys how it's really done. And then we'll throw Lin Daddy's fucking power-up boosters that he gave us earlier, those 20 cents, and throw it at him.